Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office 5, in partnership with the provincial government of Albay, through the Albay Provincial Agricultural Office, led by Provincial Agriculturist Cheryl Rebeta, initiated an activity for value chain approach to further the link between cocoa producers and consumers. The said activity was held at the Albay Farmers Bounty Village in Kamalig, Albay on February 13, 2024, where a consultation meeting was conducted together with private sectors of cocoa producers, farmers and entrepreneurs in the province for value chain analysis for cocoa. The consultative discussion between the attendees to the event was considered as an opportunity for Albay to give more attention to cocoa industry in the province that will be an all-encompassing in terms of livelihood and agricultural benefits to the province. In other story, the Department of Trade and Industry launched a crash course on consumer rights and welfare at the Camarines Norte State College, CNNS or CNSC. The measure aims to teach business and public administration students how to combat unfair or deceptive business practices. Gary Rafanan, head of the Consumer Protection Division in the local office of DTI, said that it expanded its consumer education program to CNSC to ensure that young consumers are well informed about their rights. The CNSC pledged its support for DTI's consumer protection advocacy by signing a cooperation agreement with the agency. In other news, the Civil Service Commission CSC started the automated and integrated administration of computerized examination for public servant aspirants in the Bicol region on February 16, 2024. Chairperson Carla Nograles said the initiative is part of the CSC's vision to digitalize and streamline the services they offer to the public. CSC Bicol Director Daisy Bargais said that at least 20 slots will be opened for every examination twice a week. There is no limit as to the frequency of taking the examination, but it should not be within 3 months from the last. In the national scene, the El Niño phenomenon would affect 10 more provinces by the end of February, according to Task Force El Niño. Pag-asa said the heat may reach 40 degrees Celsius in Metro Manila and other parts of Luzon. Meanwhile, the El Niño had already caused 151 million pesos in damage to agriculture in the Western Visayas and Zamboanga Peninsula. Because of the threat, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said there is a need to monitor the price of goods, food security, water supply, electricity, and the health sector. In other story, a majority of adult Filipinos were satisfied with the government's projects on infrastructure, disaster response, protection of OFWs, and quality education, but were least satisfied in the handling of inflation and reducing poverty, an Octa Research survey found. The Independent Monitoring Group's December 2023 Tugon ng Masa TNM nationwide survey showed that the government's efforts on public infrastructure receive an 81% rating. Meanwhile, more adult Filipinos said they were dissatisfied with the national government's performance in reducing poverty with 46%. The TMN nationwide survey was taken from December 10 to 14 of 2023 through face-to-face interviews. 1,200 male and female respondents aged 18 years and above were interviewed for the study. In other news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed a law that establishes a College of Medicine in Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University South La Union campus. Through Republic Acts number 11978, the State University will soon offer a Doctor of Medicine program, including an integral liberal arts and medicine program. According to the Presidential Communications Office, RA number 11978 also aims to respond to the human resource development needs of the province of La Union and the Ilocos region. And in the news outside the country, Pope Francis appealed on Sunday to Sudan's warring factions to put an end to a 10-month conflict that has been millions displaced and prompted warnings of famine. Diplomatic efforts have so far failed to end the civil war in Sudan that pits the country's armed forces and a paramilitary rapid support forces. In his traditional Sunday address, the Pope also mentioned conflicts in Mozambique, Ukraine, Israel, and Palestinian territories. In other story, China's Coast Guard said on Sunday it will strengthen its law enforcement activities and carry out regular patrols around a small group of Taiwanese-controlled islands off the Chinese coast as tensions rise over the death of 2 Chinese nationals. Taiwan on Thursday defended the actions of its Coast Guard after 2 people on a Chinese speedboat died when their boat overturned while trying to flee a Coast Guard ship when they got too close to the frontline Taiwanese island. 2 others survived the fate. China's Coast Guard said in a short statement it will strengthen its maritime law enforcement forces and carry out regular law enforcement patrols and inspection in the waters around Kinmen and Xiamen. And finally, in the news outside the country, the United Nations Security Council is likely to vote on Tuesday on an Algerian push for the 15-member body to demand an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Israel-Hamas war. Said diplomats, a move the United States signaled it would veto. Algeria put forward an initial draft resolution more than 2 weeks ago, but U.S. Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield quickly said the text could jeopardize sensitive negotiations aimed at brokering a pause in the war. Washington traditionally shields its ally Israel from UN action and has already twice vetoed Council action since October 7, but it also abstained twice, allowing the Council to adopt resolutions that aim to boost humanitarian aid to Gaza and call for urgent and extended humanitarian pauses in fighting. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, February 19, 2024. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Francia May Boras, and on the technical side, Chad Bobis, and to our Provincial Information Officer, Attorney Mary Luduca Castillo, and under the supervision of our Governor, Attorney Edsel Greg Hallare, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.